Hi there, today I'm going to tell you about Shark's HydroDuo. It is pretty cool. It has a lot of features. It's super easy to use. To turn it on, you push the button right here. Right now I have it just on the dry feature. So I'm going to pick up this dirt and dog hair without having any water on it. It also has the really cool light that illuminates the debris and makes it really easy for you to see stuff that you might not see otherwise. So this, when you turn it on, just does dry. To make it have the wet feature, it does have a trigger button that will spray. But for right now, all I'm doing is using the dry feature so I can pick up all this dirt and dog hair. You definitely don't want to use water when you're cleaning up something like dirt or dog hair just because it makes it harder to pick up. So I love that this has a feature where you get to choose if you want to have just it do dry only. It's really easy to push. It's not heavy at all. It has a really nice swivel to it. It's just very easy in general to maneuver it. Okay, here is the charging dock. So there are the sensors right there. All you have to do is plug it in, and then you set the HydroDuo on top right there. The flashing lights will let you know how charged it is. Once it's fully charged, all three will be illuminated, and then they will all turn off. Now I'm going to clean this hallway and then my bathroom floor. So I turn it on, the light goes on, and I'm going to start spraying the water. So I'm pushing and holding the trigger. You can just do a little bit of water or a lot of water. Here I'm doing a lot of water just because I want to get everything wet so it can mop up. And the light just illuminated a clump of dog hair that I didn't know was there, but the light picked it up, which is pretty cool. Shark does recommend that you don't pick up hair when it's wet, but I didn't realize that there was hair there, but it still did a really good job of picking it up. So I'm continuing to clean this area. It's doing a really good job. I didn't really notice any stains per se, but there definitely is some dirt and dog hair and debris and whatnot. So I'm just going to go over it a couple of times, and then I'm going to head over into the bathroom. Now I'm going to use it in the bathroom. I'm going to go over the floor dry a couple of times before I do the spray, and just to make sure I get up all the dog hair or any other debris. I love how quiet this is. It doesn't make a lot of noise. It's really easy to push. It's doing a really good job just picking up all the debris. I am really loving how easy it is to push. And so I'm going to go over it a couple times to make sure I get up everything. Now I'm going to use the spray, so I'm pushing and holding the trigger so I make sure I get it nice and wet, and so I can get the little spots up that are all over the floor. So I spray, and then I'm going to just go over everything because the brush is continually just spinning, so it's scrubbing as I'm going over everything, and it's doing a really good job. You can't see too well the little dirt spots that I have on the floor, but it is doing a really good job. It's making the floor nice and clean, and I'm really impressed with it so far. Since you have to push a trigger to get the water and cleaning solution out, you get to decide how much water you get to put out onto your floor. So I'm not doing too much unless there's a stain, and then I'm going to do a little bit more. But overall, I feel like it's not getting the floor too wet. And like I said, you're the one that's controlling how much water goes out with this one. So overall, it did a really good job. I'm going to turn it off and show you what this bin looks like here. So you can see there's a little bit of dog hair on the brush roller and in the little trap right there. And here's where the dirty water goes. You can see that the water is pretty dirty, and it did a really good job of cleaning that hallway and the bathroom. I'm super impressed. Here I have a mess of some spilled cereal, and I am really impressed with how well this cleaned up. On the first pass, it cleaned up all the cereal and all the milk, and I really am impressed by that. So I'm going over each part of it, and it's cleaning it all really well. Because I'm not doing a spray while I'm cleaning that up, I am going to go over it a few times and do the spray with the cleaning solution so that I make sure that that area gets clean after I sucked up the mess. But it did an amazing job sucking up the mess, and cleaning it. So now I'm just going over it a couple times with the cleaning solution just to make sure that everything is nice and clean. I really love that it separates the debris from the dry debris and the wet debris. So I'm going to show you how it collected all of the cereal in the first little trap here, and there's no liquid right there. So all of the milk sucked up and went in the little container right there, and it makes it really easy to clean it out. Here I have a mess. In the middle here is some ketchup on the floor. So I am going to spray the entire time I am going over the ketchup, but it's doing amazing. It got everything up on the first pass. I'm super impressed with that. Next, I have some balsamic glaze on the floor. Again, I'm going to spray the entire time I'm going over that, and it's doing an amazing job. It picked it all up on the first pass. With the juice I have spilled on the floor over here, I am not going to spray anything while I go over it, but it's doing a really good job. It's getting it all up. And then I'm going to go over everything after I have everything cleaned up. And what just happened? It stopped. And so I'm looking at the machine and it's having an error, and it's telling me that the liquid is too full. So I have to go empty out the liquid before I can continue cleaning the floor, because I do want to go over everything with the cleaning solution. So I'm just going to take this out. You can see how much liquid is in there. So it was a pretty big mess. And like I said, I was holding the trigger down the entire time I was cleaning that. So I'm going to go empty that out and then put it back in, and I will go over the floor using the cleaning solution so I can just make sure that everything is nice and clean after I picked up all of that mess. And it looks pretty good. Here you can see that the floor is a little bit wet. I did spray quite a bit because I did pick up some sticky stuff. So I did a lot of spray just because I wanted to make sure everything was clean, but it didn't take very long to dry. I also really love how light the Shark HydroDuo is. It makes it easy to take wherever you need to go, and it is cordless. So you do charge it at its base, but then you can take it wherever you need to without having to worry if you have a plug nearby. This area of the floor doesn't look like it's very dirty, but that's why I really like this light, which has the dirt reveal technology. It's pretty dang cool. So you can see that the light is really illuminating a lot of little pieces of debris and dog hair, and it does a really good job of cleaning it all up. Once you're done with it, you can take the brush roller out and let it dry on the stand right there. And it's always good to put it back here when you're done so it can charge. Overall, I really do like this. It does a good job of cleaning up messes. It does a great job with illuminating the dirt and debris. And I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.